Zero, who is Assassin player. And here we go, we have the Assassin Lancelot, who does have the early game, a better secure, I would say, on the Turtles. But as we start talking about the first match, ladies and gentlemen, we're now walking to the game one between Team GOSU and TIMEGAP. Once again, I'm your caster, Assassin Dave, with me, the one and only Private D.
Yeah, and we can see already starting off a little bit of a dual lane at mid for the side of GOSU, while the side of TIMEGAP really kind of favoring and trying to build up that gold lane. They want to make sure that Claude gets fed so that when he comes into the lane, so he can get that Demon Hunter sword, so that he can get that golden staff and be able to shred through GOSU as
Here we go, the early game wave clear. Look at a GOSU shoving the lane and rotating towards GOSU General. And that's exactly what we predicted. And you have Liam sitting on a Diggy, already babysitting on the top lane. Again, the meta have shown you, oh, the bottom lane, no. We do get first blood coming up from Team GOSU by JC all the way across the map.
Yeah, are getting taken out there and is going to get his lane cut. And right now, this is allowing, with that kill, GOSU knows that they don't have to pay attention to that lane. They don't have to put too many resources to dedicate there. A little bit of trouble here, though.
Top lane. Look at Shiro, Yuki, AK0 might be trading a little bit of HP, a little bit of damage on both sides. But if both team back away, you know, it's a pretty peaceful opening, I would say.
Yeah, all friends here except for the bottom lane. That's where the enemies are kind of coming in, and R is looking for some support, which he's going to be getting down there right now.
Yeah, look at Esmeralda here. Might be biting a bit more than what she can chew. Being chased away by the Benedetta. Now, JC is out of the mana at this point, but his Team GOSU running towards the bottom side, looking to start the first turtle. It's actually the top global troll on the Benedetta starting the turtle, and Lancelot's nowhere to be found. Turtle's already taken down pretty low. This might be it. Here comes the ultimate from Benedetta. R is trying to zone everybody away. Ladies and gentlemen, first turtle goes to TIMEGAP, and Yubei will be taken down. This is the trade, though, however, from GOSU Zero, taking down two characters on the side. It's a 1-3 trade. Very interesting opening on both sides.
Yeah, 1-for-1 trade there, but TIMEGAP able to secure that turtle. And they were able to secure that turtle because even though R took an early death and had to go back, they were able to provide support to R, which forced back JC on that Esmeralda, which meant GOSU was outmanned when it came to that first turtle fight.
Yep. Zero was not ready. He was going for the blue buff. He was playing Lancelot like he was playing Fanny. It was just absolutely insane. You know, obviously, nonetheless, Zero still made it to the team fight in time and grabbed a few kills. And that's something Lancelot you gotta watch out for, because the first turtle is actually not that game-changing. It's more of the stacking of the turtle that's scary. And here we go. The slash come in, ultimate. And is Lancelot into the backline, finding the damage. Again, just trade of skills. Nothing really too much come out of it. So far, look at the gold. It's pretty even all across the board. Already a really ferocious game starting off the match.
Well, and that's what we're talking about here, too, is even though it is a 1-3 game, that turtle plus the macro on the side of TIMEGAP starting to pull them, well, they were ahead, but it's even. So they're starting to stay even though it's 1-3. So, and that's something you're going to need to watch out for as we start scaling into the mid and into the late game. You can see R here trying to be a little bit of a presence here at the purple buff.
Yep, this might be a 4-man full-on invade. Blue will be stolen, though, by the TIMEGAP jungler. But at what cost? It is Asmunda jumping in with the Fallen Star Moon, taking down Jay, taking down the mid laner. GOSU walks away 1-0.
Yeah, not sure if that was the engagement they were looking for. They do get the purple buff stolen, but lose somebody in hand for that. And this is going to open up the turtle for them as they are a man down. It doesn't really even look like this is going to be contested. You can see Esmeralda over there contesting that buff as well. Not able to get it, but still putting on the pressure and hopefully being able to zone out the rest of the TIMEGAP there for GOSU.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, all this is happening. Topside is pretty aggressive too. You can see it just blow by blow trading HP right now. You know, General has used that ultimate, used that crossbow of Tang to get the Claude away, and now moving toward the jungle. Yue looking for the engage, and it seems like GOSU is not yet ready. They want to cut this lane and maybe back away, but General's fervor might get a little bit spicy as we walk onto the top side here. You know, both are looking for the advantage, looking to open up the map, but so far, you know, they're not too much death all across the map just yet. It's been pretty careful played by both sides. Oh, here we go. It's Zero looking for some trouble. Can't quite find anything just yet.
Yeah, and right now, those deaths might start to affect them. 2 deaths on Jay already on the Sicilian, and you do know he needs to scale. He needs that time to build up those stacks so he can increase his mana pool, so that he can increase the damage he's able to do and be able to spam those Sicilian abilities. So that might start costing him as we move into the late game. Because are coming in there, not able to steal the buff away, and a real-world manipulation coming down.
Yep, they did their best. You know, and try to zone everybody where to get, again, the buffs. I like what TIMEGAP is doing here. They're really looking to open up the early game, invading to Lancelot's jungle. But I gotta say, Flora is doing an absolute great job. Just shoving the lane, make sure the mid lane has no pressure, and then help the jungler. Speaking of that, I mean, the mid lane, we might see a little bit more trouble trading on both sides. And you can see Eve will have to recall to go back home for some mana. Now, top lane is still a 2 versus 1 situation. You gotta see this entire game, Diggy has been top lane, babysitting this Claude. Meanwhile, 1-1, played by GOSU General, is mostly by himself. Just having a fun time, you know, winning the lane, 1-0 so far, doing really well.
Yeah, and that might be what is opening up these kills for the side of GOSU, enabling them to be able to get these pickoffs onto the Sicilian, onto R, and that might start coming in more as we move into the mid and late game. But we are starting here on the 3rd turtle of this game.
Woo! One more time, top global troll coming in with the clutch secure on the 3rd turtle. And ladies and gentlemen, this is really Team TIMEGAP looking to open up the first game and start the match with a bang. But in the mid lane now, Diggy will find a kill onto Lancelot. What a great team fight. We'll hope to see it.
Yeah, and with that, it does seem that TIMEGAP does move ahead here, still keeping up the pressure, not trying to make any mistakes. I like this. They're not getting crazy. They are very tight on their rotations, making sure that they're protecting each other here. I think even able to get a kill out there. So, and they haven't been able to really pick on Diggy, which is really one of the biggest surprises of me from TIMEGAP against a team like GOSU.
Look at top lane now. 1-1 might be some trouble. GOSU General looking to defend the lane as much as he can. But the pressure from TIMEGAP on the top lane is absolutely insane. If we can get switched to the top side. Here we go. Finally, Lancelot coming in with the ultimate. A skill to the damage is in. Diggy is taking very low. It's kill number 1. And Zero is now trying to make an exit out of the team fight. Beautiful positioning to dodge the ultimate from the Benedetta. And Zero walks away with 1 kill in his pocket.
Yeah, that Lance is starting to come online, but they did lose a tower. Real-world manipulation has come down.
The mid lane, here we go. Eve and a lot of damage onto Jay yet again. It's now a domination on floor and a 1-3-1 on the opposing mid laner. Team GOSU, I mean, Floor is really making a name for himself today. You know, trying to carry the weight of the team forward, trying to carry the early game, trying to carry the team fight presence. I'm loving it from Floor right now with the real-world manipulation.
Yeah, as we look at these items here, we can see that Demon Hunter Sword has been picked up by both marksmen. With Wanwan being able to negate and not really work on those boots, he already has a 2nd item. Oh, and actually the Golden Staff just got picked up by Claude as well. So we're going to be starting to see some really great damage from Little Baby there, as well as we start moving out from this laning phase.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see General just rushing onto the Wind of Nature at this point. I mean, you gotta have it. Look at, you have Claude on the top lane just continuously rushing in with the Blazing Duet. And General, I gotta say, is holding up his lane even without a Wind of Nature and then getting a lot of lifesteal by farming those jungle creeps. Just really good and detailed performance in the early, from GOSU General on the top lane.
Well, yeah, and that becomes a part of why Diggy was up there so long, able to kind of, we have another engagement here.
Here we go. JC in the mid lane is taking a lot of damage. Real War Manipulation comes out doing tremendous damage and quad control on the entire enemy side. But as GOSU Zero going down first, JC is not letting R go as he will find a killing retaliation. Killing spree goes to JC. It's 1-1 across the board.
Yeah, and still tied up with gold right now. So TIMEGAP, she actually is taken out by Floor there. Couldn't find an exit or escape fast enough.
Yeah, you know, there's a word. They call it a mid-gap. You know, I don't want to say that because I'm an unbiased caster. But this is exactly what Floor is trying to demonstrate to the entire community right now. You know, with those really good positioning on the ultimates, you know, really good sequence of skills to find the poke onto Jay and eventually finish it off. And that's why this character is so annoying. Here we go, Yue coming in with the ball charge, bait out the time journey on the Diggy. They know the Diggy does not have the ultimate going into the next team fight. Who will start the Lord? Here we go. The blazing duet comes in, finding a lot of damage in Floor. We have to use the ultimate just to stay alive. But it's the Claude finding tremendous damage onto the GOSU's backline.
Well, and that takes out 2 ultimates for this Lord fight, which usually is contested very fast, but both of these teams trying to find an opening, trying to find some type of advantage before they go for this Lord. And both teams have been doing very well. The big problem I'm seeing from right now is TIMEGAP. What are you going to do for these real world manipulations? There's going to need to be an answer as we're moving in to the 11-minute mark. You're going to need to be able to bring her down at some point because she cannot, Floor cannot just be allowed to sit and cast damage on you.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, you gotta find a way to deal with that. You gotta find those assassins, you know, into the back line, and that's why they picked up Benedetta. But so far, I gotta say, it's more of a claws pressure onto this mid laner from Team GOSU. And then Benedetta hasn't really done too much in terms of pressuring the mid lane. And Floor is just doing whatever he wanted. Look at this one more time. Real War Manipulation comes out, forcing the time journey. And Top Global Troll finally finds his way to the team fight, but this might be a little bit too early. Lord is taken low. And here comes the knock of the damage. Who will take the Lord? It is GOSU Zero securing the first Lord into the pocket of Team GOSU. And now they're moving on to find more kills into their pocket. The damage from Sicilian will find a poke, function the damage into a health bar of the entire GOSU as both teams backs away. GOSU takes the fight.
Yeah, and unfortunately are in the base trying to soak up as much minions as he can, as much gold, but not there for the team fight when it needed him. We do see a lot of damage coming down on now, but like, and that's what happened for this team fight, and we are really going to need to start seeing some more collaboration on the side of TIMEGAP there, because GOSU definitely able to come in and take advantage of that missing player to capture the first Lord.
And here we go. We have a little bit of pause request coming from Team TIMEGAP right now, because we might experience some technical issues.
Of them have been won with that first Lord.
Yup, here we go. The Lord is now still standing strong on the bottom lane, still standing tall. Yue taking a lot of damage. Here comes the blazing duet, finding the damage on the back line, but it's just for the poke, as every single outer turret has been eliminated and shredded to pieces. Look at the Real War Manipulation. One more poke on Liam will find the kill, but is able to walk away with barely any health left. And now as GOSU moving down to the mid lane, they want to get every single outer turret. They want to get ready for the next coming Lord in a minute and a half. But JC might be taking a little bit too much damage here. Will quickly back away while General destroy the turret in the mid lane. Oh, here comes the ultimate. Here comes the damage. Not going to be enough as Benedetta is building quite tanky. I would love to see those items right now.
Yeah, right now they are being pushed back a little bit, but the lead has been sunk in right now. A 5K gold lead for GOSU here at the 14-minute mark here. As we take a look at the items, we do see that Wind of Nature being picked up by Claude, by Little Baby there, trying to fend off some of this damage. Both marksmen matching that, do have that Wind of Nature, but soon, this is the time when Sicilian, when Jay's going to start coming up. As you do see that Clock of Destiny on him and that Lightning Truncheon, that's when these stacks start to take off.
But you gotta give credit to how tanky the entire side. And speaking of tanky, here's R on the top lane taking a lot of damage, and he will be beaten down slow to death as GOSU take one more kill in the top lane 25 seconds before the Numinous Lord spawn on the map.
Yeah, he is going to be up right around the time the Lord spawns again, so he will be ready for it. I'm just not sure if this is a Lord you're going to want to take, as that lead has been stretched out to about 6K right now for GOSU. Is their team fight potential up there to match them? Because right now, R is kind of struggling to maintain, to tank, and to regenerate through these fights.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at the bottom lane. This is what fully decked out woman looks like. This is what US Supreme Woman looks like. You are not going anywhere, Stats GOSU General. And as he takes down the TIMEGAP jungler, it's a shutdown on the enemy side. On the other side, the JC might be a little bit too deep, too over-aggressive into the base of TIMEGAP and get heavily punished. Yue with a beautiful wall in the front is now Liam trying to get away, but the time journey is not going to be enough to keep him alive. It goes to take the territory control and taking down the Numinous Lord.
Yeah, able to take it down. A great zoning out ability there by Fleur and Yui. Unfortunately, JC did get taken down. I was actually worried, a little bit concerned as to what they were going to do to kind of stop this push into countering the Lord. But Fleur there to pop down that ultimate, able to zone them out and pick up a kill for the side of GOSU as well.
Ooh, what is coming down? We see a lot of discipline from Team GOSU right here. You know, bottom lane wave, look at mid lane wave. They're perfectly synced, perfectly managed. Now rushing towards the base. Off the opposition side of the TIMEGAP R. Maybe zoned out, have to pop the flicker to get across the wall there to show you the detail coming out from Yue. Benedetta leveraging how tanky he is, really trying to cut away. Here comes the wall charge into the damage. R taking low, have to jump away just to survive. Top global troll might be a little bit too troll to survive as Lord is charging onto the top lane. High ground tower itself now making the move onto the crystal. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the entire team of TIMEGAP trying to delay the inevitable as Team GOSU is hitting on the crystal and they will take game 1.
Man, what an intense game there. Both sides in the early game starting to look a little even when it came to the gold, but it was those little mistakes. It was the getting